Welcome to episode 61 of Lore Hero Podcast. It's 2025. It's a new year.
Ooh.
Happy New Year, folks.
It's a Black Ops 2 year, bro.
Black Ops 2. We're living in the future now. The future is black, as they say in the promo. Don't take that any other way.
And the lights go out, and the lights go out, and the lights go out. That's what they played till I Collapsed by Eminem.
Yeah, but that version with only lights going out, the lights were always out.
It's a donkey video.
Hey,
I love donkey.
We ended out the 2024 calendar year very strong. You know, Jason pulled off a fantastic tournament for Fortnite Festival last week.
Oh my god, dude,
so good!
I still can't believe it actually happened. Like, I had the vision for it. We've talked about this for ages, about like having a competitive scene resurgence, doing events the way that would feel better for not only players but also spectators. But pulling it off is something entirely different than just talking about it.
This is a technical marvel. This is nothing to shake your fist at. This is actually incredible that you're able to put it together in a way that, like, in the way that you did, as cleanly as you did.
Oh, you guys got
this game is not built for this.
The OBS shit.
Jake, you should have seen Jason's OBS.
Oh my god, yeah.
How organized it was. It was impressive.
The amount of scenes.
Yes. No,
nested
JP, was
in scenes.
Yeah, I said, like, Jason did this with a free program. Like,
it's true.
He did all
free open source program.
I got to give a couple of thanks real quick, though, because as much as people are saying, you know, yo, you pulled this off, I couldn't have done it without at least JP here, Alec, helping me cast. Thank you both. You both made the broadcast so much better. But on top of that, there were other people involved as well that helped. Namely, I got to say thank you to Rain, also Cosmic Latte, you would know them as. They helped with a lot of meme charts in the past. They've done so much for the community. They helped with a lot of the graphics that I used. They came up with the ideas. I just took them and put them in a way that made sense to me. And out came a great look for the whole show. On top of that, thank you to the participants. Every single person that was a part of that, they had tech issues as well, and they troubleshooted them, and we came up with solutions on the fly. I had a schedule put together for the event that I thought it was going to take about 4 hours. Somehow we finished under that. That never happens.
I think that's like the craziest part about all of this to me is that not only did you have a unique format, but you finished it in under 4 hours.
Yeah, you know, for the people who didn't get to catch the tournament, I do want to give you some of the spotlight to talk about the format because I thought it was extremely unique. It was the reason it got me hooked, like watching before I came on the cast. But I think people would find this very interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. So, as the guy who's thought about competitive plastic guitar, I dare say more than almost anybody in the world at this point, I think that one of the biggest problems we've had with competitive in general is the spectator element. We've had a lot of fun for players, and we've talked about different formats for players over time. And we've had fun formats. We've had formats that people get eliminated too fast and they suck, FNCS. But overall, most tournaments aren't that great for spectators, right? Unless you have a live environment and people can get into the vibe of it, that's a little better. But a lot of times you end up hearing Through the Fire and Flame 72 times. Because it's just, hey, this is something everybody knows is a hard song. Let's show our skill. Maybe not even Dragon Force, but you get the idea. Those really, really hard, crazy songs.
Maybe Even Flow.
Or in our case, Even Flow. Or Rock You Like a Hurricane. Or, God forbid, fucking Impulse. We heard Impulse so many times, too.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
It's not cool anymore.
But Jason cooked with this format, if you want to,
So what I did with this format was, it was a song pool for each round. And the song pool expanded over time. So unplayed songs could still be chosen later in the tournament. As soon as a song was picked, it was eliminated from the pool, which meant that nobody in the tournament for the rest of the event could play the song. This meant there was a knowledge component of having to know paths to get through even the first round, because a lot of the hardest songs weren't there yet. So people had to figure out what their strategy was. And there was a different idea for what to do based on if you were an early pick or if you were a later match in the tournament. Because if you're early, you have more songs to choose from, so you have more availability. But later on, you have a better chance of knowing what you're going to play, so you can refocus in on what paths you want to study up on, things like that really quick. Which I thought was a really cool thing for the players, but for the spectators, that's where we really shined here, because overall, everybody loved the format. They loved not having to hear the same songs over and over. Every song felt like an event. It was, do you remember when Misery Business happened? Because holy shit, that performance on that song was awesome. Or, oh my God, when Beyond the Flame was played, when Soya hit the blob.
Dude.
Which, that's insane. That's just a tournament moment. It makes you think back to that one time the song was played.
Real quick.
The chat reaction.
Oh, yes. Wow. One more I wanted to touch upon was Chad Judge Trills and for Latveria. That shit was crazy.
Serious shout outs to Chad, because like me and Jason were talking about this like
at all.
No,
yeah, way better.
He did. He improved so much, man.
Yeah.
Like really cool to see.
But I remember because that was the only time for Latveria was played in the whole thing. And that was a surprise pick, too. I was not expecting that to be chosen. Well, go ahead, Jake. What were you going to say?
Oh, yeah, I just want to show off the clip of Soya hitting the blob in the tournament, because Jason put out a tweet showing off that one clip. I feel like it'd be a good way to show people who didn't catch it live the kind of format what we're working with here. So on the screen now is that clip of Soya hitting the blob in Beyond the Flame live in a tournament setting, which is fucking insane, by the way. One of the hardest sections of the entire game. Finals! 1.5x track speed.
That shit is slow.
Both of your reactions are insane, but especially Alex, the face he makes is like a soy jack. He's doing the soy jack type of face, yeah, with the angry eyebrows and everything. It was crazy.
I just want to see it with my own two eyes. I know Jason reacted to it like 2 seconds before me.
Yeah, you were slightly delayed.
I had to watch the gameplay feed through Jason's stream because of because of how everything worked out. But like in a perfect world, we were watching that at the exact same time. You know, that type of thing. But it was still nuts.
I was in a VC with Mr. Nunchuck, and I basically had like the same reaction as Jason. I got out of my seat. I was like, shit, fucking blob. Like I couldn't believe it. I really couldn't believe it. Like, and you could tell at that point that like Soya was like, oh yeah, I won. Like that, that was it. Like she like, I think that the nerves completely faded away at that point. Like if you hit the blob, that's it.
The most diabolical one was Toxicity. That pick was just
that was the pick of the whole
that path
tournament.
back and forth, but then Rella didn't, and so he was just following along to her activations, and you can't do that on Toxicity. You can't. You end up overlapping, and shit just gets ruined. So it's
what was the way that you had talked about it? The path for that song, I think Alex said, is vibes and mental illness was the quote.
Yeah, no.
So
it's just like you have to. Oh yeah, fourth activation is on this fucking. It's on the third time the orange shows up in the verse. It's like, I mean, there's a lot of audio cues.
Light work, baby. I got it all up here.
I know. For us, that's what I'm saying. That's the mental illness, though. But to somebody who is brand new to competitive and stuff like that, and just like sitting down and making mental notes and audio notes of all of that, it's hard. That's one of those paths where you just have to lock in. Same with Misery Business. Misery Business is another one of those. You have to truly lock in, which Soya
both
also
of those.
That shit. Yes.
Yeah, Soya picked both of those. Now, here's the thing that I have to point out. Not only did Soya nail this was her first tournament ever.
Yes. She was very nervous about it.
As was Relatize. Neither of them, both finalists, had ever played in a tournament before this. That's unbelievable.
I think it just shows how far we've come as like a community, that like people are just getting into this. And like when I was casting with you, Jason, there was a lot of stuff that I wanted to mention about like scoring on Fortnite Festival, because one of the things that's really different with Fortnite Festival compared to Guitar Hero, and I did get to mention this, is the fact that Fortnite Festival has something called sustain gaps, right? So in Guitar Hero, for those who don't know, squeezing in Guitar Hero like past like GH2 and stuff like that, there's no sustain gap. So like all of the sustain tails touch the R notes leading up to them essentially. So there's less to consider there when it comes to squeezing. However, Fortnite Festival has quarter bar activations, and it has no whammy for overdrive, and it also has perfect notes. And so that changes a lot of the dynamic compared to competitive Guitar Hero. Like a lot.
Very unique
compared
to others.
I'm going to have a hot take with this one, too. I actually don't even care at this point if they add overdrive to Whammy
Whammy,
game.
I don't either.
Like,
honestly.
I can wait longer for this and see a competitive scene like kind of grow
I
naturally
still want
from
it.
grassroots.
I
I know
because I'm so.
I
You
know.
want it for completion's sake, you know.
Yeah.
You know, this is for the
I get
OGs.
it.
It's for the OGs.
Yes, this is for the
Yeah.
OGs.
I know the
But
Victory
after
Royale.
watching that tournament and seeing how much like perfects matter,
Yeah,
Dude,
that's
and was
it.
like
The impact of perfects was
that's
very
not
real in that
crazy.
tournament.
I'll give you a
that's
perfect.
crazy. That's a twist on the core mechanic that we had not seen until this year. We didn't see that until this year. Judgments of actually genuinely affecting your score is a thing that other rhythm games do, not Guitar Hero and Rock Band.
Yep. And here's a perfect example of when that affected the outcome in the tournament. So, semifinals, Cape Strawberry versus Soya. And the way the tournament was laid out, there was a random tiebreaker from the song pool that was unpicked. I just re-randomized every song in the pool. And if a song was picked, it was knocked off the tiebreaker list. If it got played as a tiebreaker, it'd be pulled out of the song pool as well. But didn't even end up happening till the very last possibility. Last semifinal match, we got a tiebreaker, which meant it ended up being one of the first songs on the list that was unplayed, and it was Shakira. Hips Don't Lie.
That was awesome.
Now
That was the
before-
most, the
listening
goofiest
to
way. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, you're listening to this, it's like, Shakira, why are you guys so hyped about Shakira? The chart's actually good. Okay, I'm not
is.
gonna lie. That chart's actually pretty fun. There's like a
is.
raining blood type trill in it.
Yeah.
There's two, it happens twice, and that's probably the most detrimental activation in the song. And so it's not a boring watch, and it's definitely not a boring play, at least by my standards. In a competitive sense, I think that's perfect. Because like it's
It's a hype
everybody's
song on top of that.
everybody's on the edge of their seats, making sure everyone's hitting their perfects. And here, you can explain the rest of that match, Jason.
Absolutely. So Caped one song up, Soya a song up. So they're in this tiebreaker. Next person to win goes into the finals. And you know what, Alec? I had flashbacks to our match on World Tour.
Yeah.
This is what it reminded me of. We've talked about that Purple Haze match where Alec eliminated me from a tournament by 8 points. But this time around, we got another double FC in a tournament setting. And with those trills, with the way Fortnite Festival's engine works, them both getting the double FC under pressure, and I think it was about a 2K point gap. They both
It was
knew
like,
the
I think
path.
I looked at it. That may have been the song that was like 1,000 points, 1,300. Either way,
It was close.
it was a very small margin, but it was also one of those things where it's like, damn, perfects actually really fucking matter here.
Yes.
They actually
yeah.
do,
A lot.
because you never see a gap that huge from two players playing as best as they can, nailing the path too. Because then, you know, that it just opens up a lot of windows. Like, hey, when they do add some really fucking hard shit to the game, like some really hard shit, harder than the Metallica stuff. Which I'm actually happy. How many Metallica songs were played in the tournament? It was only like a handful.
Fuel?
It was
And
Fuel
Fuel
and
and Ride Lightning.
That was it, right?
Two.
Yeah, Seek
Yeah,
and
it was
Destroy
two.
was the third available one, but it didn't get played.
But there
Battery
more
was in there.
originals that
Master
were
of
played, I
Puppets
think.
was in there.
Oh, yeah, Master of
It's
Puppets
so
was
funny
in
you guys
there,
brought
yeah.
this up. I silently just showed them all the song choices you had. I just showed the all the graphics, and now we're talking about them. So yeah, these are the first song choices. There's 15 songs. A lot of great picks here. These are not necessarily the easier ones, you know, but not as hard hitting as some of the round twos. But there are 12 here, and then the round threes, the final match. These are the songs. There's 3 of them available here. So there's only 30 songs, which is, I believe you chose 30 songs for the reason of it being that's how many songs they're putting out every week for the daily rotation. So
Wonder why I did that.
yeah, why did you do that? By the way, why don't you enlighten us?
Well, didn't we just prove that we could do this directly, like in game in the future by doing this? Like,
Yes, sir.
they
Yes,
built-
sir.
if they built the features, okay, if I can do this in a week on no budget, what could they do with the features built directly into the game?
Exactly.
Yeah, and mind you, important to note, real quick, the only way this was possible in its current in the game's current state is because Jason has all the songs. That's the only reason. Because otherwise, every single player would have had to have each and every one of these 30 songs just in case it gets played. But since you can share songs essentially in Fortnite Festival, if you have somebody in your lobby that has the songs, that it's available. So Jason was in every single match that got played. So the players that were actually playing in the tournament had the full. Yeah.
Let me throw something on top of that real quick, because I saw somebody asking, what limitations were there that you're talking about? Why was this so hard to run? Let me explain that real quick, just to give folks details. Because if anybody else wants to undertake this, I want to let you know what you need to do. Okay. I'm not trying to gatekeep this information or anything. I just want to let you know if you want to undertake this, this is what you have to do. Okay.
Jason talked to nobody. He did this on his own. He
really did.
Yeah.
He told us when he was basically done.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what he shared. He was like, "Hey, I have this ready to go." It's like, "Oh,
we were like, huh?
That's
interesting,
crazy.
man. Cool, thanks."
Jason basically disappeared for a week and was like,
Yes.
"All right, I did it."
Well, I mean, let's be honest here. I've done a lot of talking over the last few years, and I'm just going to be real. I've had people come to me and ask about tournament stuff, and I don't like the way it turned out, and I'm just tired of it. I wanted to do it my damn self, and so I did. I'm tired of talking. I'm really tired of it, and I want to see the scene move forward, so let's fucking do it. Okay? Like, done.
I like it.
But what the hell was I talking about before this? Because I just
how you set it up. How you set it up. Yeah, no, you're good. You're good.
No, limitations. Yeah. Here's what you need. You need to be able to get all your players together and have them have a way to capture their gameplay. And you need to be able to get all of that gameplay into your feed. And you need to be able to separate it. And you need to be able to also capture the corner of their screen, which has their score in it. Also, they're going to have different HUD sizes, so you're going to have that part of the screen cordoned off in just such a way that it works for every single person's HUD size.
Yeah, one size fits all, kind of.
Yes.
Kind of. Good enough, basically.
So that way, that's good. If you want to display all the songs, you're going to have a way to show that information if you're doing 30 songs in a way that's easy for people to get into their brain immediately without it just being a list of text. People don't like that. So you're going to have a way to show what songs were picked and what songs are available to pick and the bracket itself, and also be able to communicate with all the competitors while doing the production, while also broadcasting it, unless you have other people helping you, because it was just me and two other folks casting here. And I didn't have anybody on the production.
We just showed up. Me and JP, we just showed up. We didn't do anything else.
Yeah, Jason was like, "You guys want to help?" We were like, "Yeah, sure. We like casting." Sounds good.
Thank you guys for that. Because again, this was a proof of concept. This wasn't supposed to be a giant event. The fact that we took this and in 24 hours from announcing it to doing it, got the same viewership that the old Warriors of Rock tournament we did back when we did the very first ever streamed Guitar Hero tournament together, Alec. Yo, that's pretty damn crazy for almost 12, 13 years later.
I'm surprised it got that much good viewership back then. That was early days streaming.
In 2011, I remember the viewership for that being pretty good.
Wow, because the viewership was good for Jason's tournament here. I think he peaked at like 450 concurrent viewers.
Yeah, it started peaking like after between semifinals and finals for sure.
That's a lot.
But it was consistent throughout for the most part.
For something like this, a tournament like this.
Yeah,
with kind of pretty short,
completely
short notice.
Very short notice. One man ran. I mean, hey,
it's impressive numbers.
And it was literally the same setup. Like Jason was the middleman, capturing the video and broadcasting it live, like that. It was literally almost the exact same way that it was streamed 13 years ago.
And mind you, the way he was able to capture their gameplays independently from each other, they had capture cards. They just had capture cards that they were streaming to a Discord window.
Except for one.
Two people had issues the day of during tournament. We actually had a capture card die. So we had to have a workaround for that during tournament. So again, back to limitations. You have to have fail safes. I ended up actually having a different scene in place in case this happened.
Smart move.
So that's the only reason we were able to get this done still in under the time that I put this together for. Right?
Yeah. What did Chris end up doing? He
literally we took him streaming to Twitch through his console and just
oh my god.
It.
That's what Strawberry was doing too, correct?
Insane.
Yeah, that's like Strawberry did
from
too.
the VCR.
Yep.
Yeah, bro. I didn't even know you could still stream from the VCR.
That
I
thing
really
was on
didn't
its
know you could
last
still do
dying
that.
breaths after that.
Unbelievable.
This didn't explode afterwards. Actually,
11-year-old console, bro. Oh my god.
Oh, shout outs to Chris Body, the fucking legend.
I gotta buy him a Series S now. That's fucked up.
Body is a beast for working through that live.
That's so fucked, man.
And he didn't even get the chance to play a few of the songs beforehand. He worked through this and was like, "By the way, can I sight read for Latveria?" He was like, "Can I get in a lobby with you and sight read this before the tournament, just in case?" And I'm like, "Bro, yeah, I got you, dude. No worries."
I guess that's another huge limitation of a tournament in this game's current format is because not everybody has the songs and not everybody can practice
that
songs.
song was hella later in the battle pass, you know?
Yep.
Yeah, especially a song like that. Like, for Latveria, that was one of the,
I don't even have
level
it.
90. Was that even a bonus?
I think it was a bonus. I want to
say
say it was 100 and something on the last battle pass.
It wasn't
not the remix before that. The
Break the Curse is
that.
much further now. The current one.
Yeah.
You can still get until
I'm like
February
2 pages away from that, I think, at this point.
Yeah, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be because there's still a lot of time left.
you've been
but
grinding
it's still a lot. I've been playing so much Ballistic, man. So much Ballistic.
Bro, I'm platoon now, baby. Come on.
Let's fucking
Hell
go.
yeah.
Unreal.
Fucking
Pretty soon.
go.
I haven't tried it. Still haven't.
I haven't tried it. Not good at shooting games.
It's not your thing. It's my thing. Those shit. I love it. I love that shit.
My shit.
Anyways, back to tournament stuff. Yeah, that was one of the limitations that is also known, but also that's partially why the idea of keeping the song list to something that could feasibly be in a daily rotation is a great idea because that means everybody that's in the tournament has access to those songs for perhaps a week. You know, they were doing weekly rotations for a while. Yeah, if this was to be an officially implemented thing, you could have a week of songs for the daily rotation, like weekly rotation in a sense. And, on the 7th day, maybe starts on a Monday, and then on that Sunday is the tournament. Or I guess maybe be better Saturday to Saturday, so people have more time, and Saturday is usually free. But then on that Saturday, the last day of that weekly rotation, that's when the tournament would happen, So then everybody's had a week to practice.
How do you guys feel about this idea, though? Hear me out on this. Because what I keep going back to in my brain is, this worked so well. Why not just make it a damn mode?
Yeah.
Imagine if instead of battle stage, you got into a match with 7 other players and it instantly put you into a bracket. And while your match was ongoing, the other 3 were ongoing in the first round. And you literally got the entire experience that we just did, but with the game just
that'd be really tough to do.
You go into BR, there's a compete tab when you go into a BR lobby. Imagine going to festival, you go to the compete tab and you could sign up. Or
it's just sitting right there.
You can do an open qualifier based on the daily rotations, and then when it comes to tournament time, if you qualified, then you get access to all the songs until the actual tournament starts. You know what I mean?
Legitimately,
I feel like it can be too perfect, and I think they just needed I don't agree with this, but they needed somebody to do the digging. Jason did the digging, that type of thing. Because who knows if they had any, if Harmonix people or any Epic people had any rhythm game experience at all, thinking about something like this. I doubt.
Well, Harmonix didn't do tournaments, back in the day.
They've only done the Rivals shit. They've only done the Rivals and the Battle of the Bands shit. That's it.
Yeah, and the guy,
mode.
Yeah, the guys at FNCS who were doing the FNCS tournament, their only experience is BR. And I was talking to somebody recently, and he was like, yeah, they kind of just need to realize that it's festival's not BR. It's very different. And treating it force treating it like it was a BR tournament did not work out. Did not work out.
It would kill it. If Jason didn't do anything about this, then I think we would be dead in the water with any sort of festival.
Test pitch, and it was at least great test pitch, man.
Because at least there were some Epic people watching the tournament, so there are some words being passed around internally, no doubt. Guaranteed. No doubt.
And if they're not now, then they will be when they get back from break. But I think it was an enjoyable experience for everybody. It's funny because there was one part of the limitations that I almost liked. That was because the players had their stream their own gameplay, so you could actually see certain parts where people miss and why they miss. So there was one part in Paradise City where I saw Soya panic. I saw Soya panic fret at one point, right? Because before dropping a combo, I think it was in the quads or something, and they just fretted wrong. I saw Relatize, the chords that he was fretting incorrectly, Body as well, he was fretting some chords incorrectly. I like that aspect, and typically that's something that you only see. Well, it's something you only see in person, because when it's online tournaments, when you're doing a Clone Hero tournament, you don't see people's inputs.
You can't tell.
You don't see their inputs.
You only know when there's a miss or a hit. You can't.
Yeah,
tell.
Exactly, and being able to see that kind of stuff it almost adds like a different kind of depth to it because
I was gonna say it's the human
gameplay
element.
analysis.
You can literally see their inputs in real time, and that type.
Yes, no, seeing people panic during solo sections is a very real thing.
Yeah.
Of being like, oh fuck,
The big thing
like
is
trying to
just
get
having,
a combo back.
The big thing is just having a second highway on the screen that isn't yours. Maybe that's a technical hurdle that they have to work over. Maybe it isn't.
Well, it's a server thing. They're never going to be able to communicate every single input from another player.
I was going to say like the Guitar Hero games.
LAN.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless it was LAN. But you know how like the Guitar Hero games online, you could see the button inputs, like you could see that shit. And not really many people spoke about it because it wasn't perfect either. But you could see their inputs and when they like sort of were going to mess up. But it wasn't like 100% perfect. Rock Band, on the other hand, they just completely ditched it.
Notes are hit or not.
Note hit or not hit.
Well, to them, it's an optimization thing. I mean, it makes a lot of sense to just not include those at all, like server side wise. Like it's probably easier to get rid of them than it is to include them.
I prefer not being there on Rock Band versus seeing the laggy ones in Guitar Hero.
Of course,
it's distracting. Actually,
I was gonna say, didn't you have debug options open for a while, Jason? It's like, and you could see that they were logging each and every single input, or was it every note hit? I don't remember. I think it was. Had to have been each input, right? Because the average input time at the end of the game too says that
it was, but I legitimately don't remember.
See, because
to be fair, also my brain is fried right now.
You're good. Like my theory is, is that when they make replays available for Festival, maybe that could be maybe that could be transferred to netcode somehow.
That'd be so nice.
All spectators can see that shit no matter what.
Because that's my positivity.
I like that. I like that. Yeah, I think win because all this other stuff exists for all the other fucking modes. You can probably watch a replay of some Fall Guys game nobody gives a shit about. Right? The Fall Guys hobby, I can watch how I fucked up the footing on floor 8. You know what I mean? Like, I want to see replays for Festival. And like, I understand that if replays could never happen because of song streaming, because of that type of thing, I could see that not coming through. But if they have that information, and supposedly the game is frame independent, because you can run the game at 60, you can run the game at 120, no problems, everything, it's not tied to frame rate. What are they doing with the inputs that are being sent to their server? They got to save it somewhere, right? So why not have a little delay, set it by like fucking 5 seconds or something, and it can be interpreted on a spectator screen. It could be a thing. It very much could be a thing. 5 seconds. I'll take 5 seconds. That is my like theory and of how they should approach that so that spectating can be as good as it would be, comparable to how you had them stream to Discord or you took their Twitch stream and you could see their inputs in real time. This will be the closest thing in real time that we can get online.
I don't think it's that far fetched because Epic is the type of company, especially when it comes to Fortnite, where they just make deals that are unbelievable. Like to be honest, like they get some stuff in Fortnite where you're just like, how the fuck did they get that? Like how did they make that happen? Yeah, like they're like, no, seriously though, like, but Epic is willing to like be like, like let's do this, and everybody's like it's impossible. Like, no, we're gonna do it. Like seriously.
Yeah, I get it. I get what you mean. Like last week,
they pushed the boundaries.
The toilet back bling the same week we did a song about uncensored pissing, right? Like. That's great.
It's perfect.
Pissing the friends.
Look, I have a lot. We all have our hang-ups about Festival, right? I think it's just the more that we interact and do stuff with this, just we hope they listen, right?
I'm optimistic.
I think when the next season comes out in 2 weeks,
2 weeks from today,
2 weeks until the new season, I think we're going to see. I have a feeling there's. Yeah, dude, the internet's gonna blow up. I was gonna say,
don't blow up at me. I'll play nice now. It's okay. I'm done with the bit.
rumored split screen, right? Rumored split screen coming out. So
seeing
then
some stuff in the game referencing
that can push limitations of seeing more than one board on the screen at one time.
Yes.
Okay, that's probably them play testing it. They're doing some QA testing live. It's a live service game. No, it's not early access, but you know what I mean.
I mean, shit, man. I mean, even if they have local split screen like that, maybe they could even figure out a way to emulate a local split screen online. You know what I mean? So that you have your highway that you're playing, and then you have a second highway that comes up, but the notes that are getting hit on that second highway are being taken from the inputs from the remote player. So that'd be the way that they would show that on the screen instead of just showing. I don't know. That'd be a way to fudge it.
I'd love it if they could do it.
That's probably I love.
They could use this technology they're working on now for local split screen to implement a multiplayer split screen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, either like an online split screen, because everybody misses seeing the boards on the screen.
Yeah,
it is.
There's some people who could care less about that, but then they can make that an option, like they did in Guitar Hero 5.
Yeah, just make it a toggle. Yeah,
hide remote players.
If there's one thing that I took away from yesterday, when we're recording this, sorry friends, we're in the new year, 2025.
Saturday from last year.
Immersion from a few days ago.
Yeah.
If there's one thing I took away from the tournament, it's how many people came through who had no idea about plastic guitar, but were there because they loved the competition. Like, legitimately, this was being passed around between people, and like friends were getting involved in this. And like entire groups of people who had no interest in Guitar Hero, Rock Band, anything. They didn't care.
Or esports in general. I saw a few people say,
Yes.
I like esports now, apparently. Didn't know I liked esports, but I do now.
Yes.
That was cool.
That's the ultimate compliment to me on this, because, hey, we conveyed what we love here in a way that was so easily digestible, that people who don't even care about this normally cared about the top tier play. Wow.
That's not easy to do. That's a tough challenge.
Now, this is a calling to have some Megadeth and some Dragon Force in this bitch. Am I right?
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
That's the call to get some of that crazy shit.
Dude,
give us Souls, give us Peace Cells, bro. You know, obviously, through the Fire and Flames, we need to see that shit, but
That's
come
obvious.
on.
I was saying to somebody, I was like, it'd be really funny if we got a Megadeth season, like, in the same time frame as we did Metallica the previous year, because that would just be weird but cool, you know?
Oh,
like,
Dave Mustaine in second place once again.
I know. That's the joke, yeah.
And then they flashed out to get...
That would be awesome.
They put sweating bullets. I'm not playing it, bro.
Dude, Rock Band had a lot of
I know
Megadeth.
you will.
I'll play it if they add the whammy so I can do the GH5 whammy.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Never mind, I guess I won't play it.
If you
I
know,
will
you
play
know.
it. I will play it. No,
While we were
yeah,
talking,
I mean... Yeah,
let me go. Let me go. I want to go.
Holy crap.
I was trying to help transition us out of that.
I'm not transitioning out yet. I'm transitioning in. Okay, I'm staying in.
Okay,
whatever that means. Okay, as we were talking about the whole tournament thing, I had an idea brewing in my brain about how you could actually implement like a bracket type of system. What if when full UEFN support comes for Festival, what if you'd be able to use the songs that are jam tracks in Festival, and you can make a custom mode in UEFN that would have multiplayer, so you could see both highways on the screen, but also like remain in a bracket type of thing. And then you wouldn't necessarily have to wait for each match of the bracket to go. You'd have, an 8-player lobby or whatever. Each player faces off. Maybe you'd be able to spectate each type of match going on at one point as a spectator. Have a spectator mode in this theoretical map, and then like the tournament could be done like in an hour. If it's an 8-person bracket, just do a best of 3, maybe even best of 5 if you wanted to, and it would just bam, bam, bam. Regulars, semis, finals, and you're done with an hour.
Okay, that would be useful for an open. I don't know about like an invitational with like 8 people.
Not an invitational.
I think if there was an open type of thing, then yeah, like one day, not even one day, bro.
Like an hour.
Like you can get like all the first rounds and stuff just fucking done ASAP.
You just gave me such a good idea, Moose, because okay. So, hey, I've mentioned on this show before, I love me some League of Legends universe. One of the games they're working on right now is a fighting game, 2XKO, which is a League of Legends fighter. It's supposed to be like a team-based fighter, 2v2. But one of the things that they're doing with that game is in the lobby, when you're waiting to like get into matches, it simulates being in an arcade where you can run around and actually like run up to a machine and challenge people in person, right? Like right there. Or you could just like go practice while you're waiting. So what if you have almost like that backstage area and you're able to load up a practice mode theoretically and just like practice a part of a song while you're waiting to take on your next match. It's not just dead time, but you could actually use that time to prepare for the event.
Oh, that'd be so.
Now you just got my idea thinking, how the fuck do we not have practice mode when the entire thing is that we're backstage choosing a song? We're backstage. We're practicing for the real thing. We're right there. Let's put the practice mode behind us or something. It's a different part of the main stage. How did I never think of that before?
The riddles.
That's another thing, man. It's like we need to have some sort of functional practice mode. And if it ever does come out, it's not going to be what we think it's going to be.
It probably won't.
I don't think it's going to be. It absolutely won't. They have to deal with some sort of fact that it is streamed music. They have to figure out some way to do that.
I think that's like the hardest part, realistically, is making it work. Yeah.
You can't play Festival offline. You can't.
You cannot. I imagine if you could play Festival offline and every song was downloaded to your system, practice mode would have already been a thing. I don't think it'd be much of a problem. But
yeah, and Fortnite would take up even more space than it already does.
It would. It would probably take a lot of space to have 300 plus songs on your disc.
Well, because it's not only songs, you'd have stems, right?
Yes.
Yeah, like it adds up, dude. Adds up.
Is there any chance whatsoever that we see an offline version when the Tiny Client comes out? I don't think we do, but
not for public use. Maybe they'd have their own separate branch for like official tournaments if they were to do that. Maybe, but
tournament branch makes sense. That's what they did for FNCS, right? Is that they have like a whole different Fortnite instance for FNCS essentially.
I think so. At least a different type of server. It's like a private server. Face It Festival, holy shit, that'd be crazy. I'll be level 10 Face It on Festival, no problem.
I'm gonna say like with the highest tick possible.
All right.
What is like the theoretical like highest tick, right? Is like
highest tick rate?
Yeah,
I don't even think 128 hertz servers on Face It versus the 64 tick servers that were on CS:GO, but now we have sub tick on Counter Strike 2, so it's like, so it's sub tick.
Oh yeah, I remember sub tick.
What you see is what you get.
What you see is what you get. Yeah, that's what they said.
That's Counter Strike talk for the week, folks. I'll cap it off there. You're welcome.
Jake, I heard that you've recently become a performer. Is that true?
I've been a performer. I've been performing on Twitch for a year at this point, but no. You may have been hearing about all the tournament talk about Jason's tournament, and you may have noticed that I wasn't involved. Why wasn't I involved? I was busy
because
that
hates
day.
Tournaments.
It's because I hate tournaments and I hate all of you guys. Fuck you. You're just a job to me. You're just a job. Every Sunday night I talk to you, that's it. I hate your guts. Just kidding. I was busy.
Oh my god.
He's busy hating
just kidding. I love all of you. I was invited.
My dreams. Oh, wow.
I'm sorry to shatter your dreams like this, but yeah,
this is how you're starting my 2025.
Yes. This is my villain arc. It's starting now today.
Evil Jake. Jake.
I was invited to do something pretty cool by a local rapper. You may know him, Student One. He's also a pretty good Guitar Hero player. If you guys didn't know who Student One was back when he was a kid in 2008, 9, 10, that's Game Freak. That's GAMEPHR33K. Old legendary player. One of the best at the time. I was browsing the channel not that long ago. First ever XIV by Chaotrope FC. Ever. Rock Band 2. Didn't know that.
Bro doesn't play with hyperspeed either.
Nope. Plays with no hyperspeed, even today. Mm-hmm. I'll tell you how I know that. So he invited me to do a concert with him. He's a rapper. It was a local event, maybe 200-ish, 250 people there. 7th Street entry in Minneapolis. Kind of cool little hole in the wall venue for small local artists. But his songs, many of the songs, are charted in Clone Hero. He got Mentorment to chart a few songs, and he had me join him on stage to perform those songs on Clone Hero. So I was playing along to the song on Clone Hero with my guitar while he was rapping. So it was very cool. They took the vocal stem out of the actual audio, so the audio from the game was what was being put through the speakers, nice and loud for the people in attendance. And I was just playing along. I think I played 3 songs. He actually played a song too. He played the song on Clone Hero and rapped it at the same time.
That's wild.
That's so sick.
It was really cool to see. And then he was like, and then he introduced me to get onto the stage, and he was like, "This is my lead guitarist for the night. I can't do this all night. These next songs are harder," because he did the song himself before. So then I did 3 songs with him. I did Early Tyler Caves, Dirty Bands, and Shameless.
I love that song.
Early Tyler Caves is a banger.
Early Tyler Caves is my favorite.
Very fun song to play.
Stream Off the Dust, by the way. That's the name of the album. Off the Dust. All one word.
Student One.
Good ass album. Check it out.
So cool. Also, it gave me an excuse to use the gig bag. You guys know
The
about the
gig
Guitar
bag!
Hero gig bag? This
Oh
is
my
something Red
God.
Octane
Hell
sold
yeah.
way back in the day. This is your travel case for your guitar controllers. They call it the gig bag, and I'm pretty sure I'm the only person ever to use the gig bag to go to a real music gig with a Guitar Hero controller.
I think you are, man.
If I'm not, let me know.
Oh, maybe.
because-
Well, if we're counting like people that get, I'm thinking about that tournament that you missed and that Clone Hero tournament that was at that in Washington D.C. What if they use those? You know what I mean, to bring the guitars?
It
But
wasn't a
probably likely
concert,
not.
though.
It wasn't a concert.
It wasn't a
you're
concert.
Right. But it was
That's
up
the
on a
gig.
stage.
Hey, he's got a gig bag too. Red Octane.
It's Red Octane Brandon.
Who made what is this Red Octane?
Yeah,
Who did
never
this?
never heard of them guys.
Nice duplication glitch. I could see it.
Yeah, we duped it. We picked the weapon.
Nobody
up at the
knows
very end
who
of the
Red
round
Octane
in
is.
ballistic. We duped it. Yeah, but
Oh, man.
that's what I did last Saturday. It was very cool. It went really well. The crowd loved it. They were loving every second of it. In fact, when I was done, I went back to the crowd, and somebody was like, "Yo, Wise Moose! He recognized me, bro." There
That's
was
so
somebody that
fire.
recognized me there.
That's
I
so
got to shout him
fire.
out. His name is Paint Splatter 678 on Twitch. I told him I'd
Nice.
shout him out, and I have to because that was
Awesome.
so cool.
That's huge.
I don't think
That's
he came
fucking
there for me
awesome,
either.
man.
I think he was just there, and he's like, "Yo, I know who that is." That was nice.
Wow.
That's so cool.
We're breaking
Yeah.
the mold, guys.
Yeah, it
Guys,
was.
we're doing it.
It was
It's
very
happening.
cool. And then when I was walking out of the venue, there was a group of dudes that were like, it was in between sets. Were like, "Yo, you killed it, man! That was so cool, dude. Your fingers are so fast, bro. That was awesome, man."
Wow, normalized people liking Guitar Hero. That's
yeah,
crazy.
it was really neat, and it turned out really well.
Unique idea, you know?
I actually have a video of it that I haven't shared with you guys. This was posted on Alec Hoynes' Instagram. That's
Yes, his
student-
manager
student
and
one's
longtime
manager.
friend.
and also DJ. So this is me and Stu at the sound check before. So I'm playing my guitar over there. Stu's rapping, and there's a projector over there where the game is being streamed to. Also,
Oh
we
man, you're playing that shit off a MacBook. Let's
it,
go.
it was on a
Whoa.
MacBook, locked at 60 FPS, VSync
Holy shit.
to that shitty ass projector. It was a terrible setup, bro. Lock 60. the audio sync wasn't perfect. I was missing all the time. It was not good. It felt terrible. But
Is that why you had the timing window on?
it was just on. I don't know. They had it all
Oh,
set up
okay,
for
okay,
me.
okay.
I
when
think he
when
plays
I got
on
there.
that MacBook, man.
Nope. He did not play on this MacBook. This
No,
is
he
the,
does.
this is
He
the,
plays on a nice computer. He plays on a nice ass computer.
Yeah, he plays on a nice computer. This is
Not
this
this.
is for performances. Why'd they use
Man,
the
this
MacBook
is
instead
so
of a regular
fire.
computer?
I love
don't
this.
know. But it wasn't
I like
the
this little
greatest setup.
intimate venue.
It was cool.
too.
Yeah, it's a small, intimate venue, 7th Street entry. It's
Yeah.
right off of the iconic 7th Street, or no, First Avenue. Sorry, it's First Avenue. That's if you ever watched the movie Purple Rain by Prince, I think a lot of it is filmed at the First Avenue. Iconic Minnesota music venue, and there's a small little side venue, 7th Street entry, that's attached to it. The same night, Soul Asylum was playing at the First Avenue when I was in the small little 7th Street entry. But yeah, I brought my my funky customs kitted guitar with the LED frets. I thought they'd be a cool little thing for the crowd
Yeah,
to look
that's
at,
the
my
play,
light-up
man. That's the
frets.
play. Like in a
Neat.
dark venue like that, that's the play.
That's
I
how you
thought- I
gotta
thought
do
It
it.
was neat.
Absolutely. That's
Yeah,
what you got to do.
It was
you know,
it was
you
very
had to
cool.
do it to him.
I know. Yeah, yes. Student one brought his own guitar. It was a Kramer. It was sitting on the ground. If you saw in the video, and I was like, I got something better for you, bro. And it was LED frets, and yeah, it was.
Yeah,
cool.
I think that Kramer was made by Samurai
cute.
Customs. He doesn't really do stuff anymore.
everything was purple.
Oh, yeah.
It was
Okay.
purple frets,
I
purple.
thought it was
strum.
your Kramer.
Yeah, no, that's
was your
Samurai
Kramer, no?
Customs. I met
That's
him. When we went to off season, I met him. He came to round one.
Oh yeah, yes.
Yeah,
Oh my god,
yeah.
that's true. Yes.
Yeah, he came to
Speaking
round
of
one.
off season,
Oh my
student
God.
one was there. He was at off season.
Yes,
Student
he
one
was.
was there.
Oh,
Yes,
And
he
then-
was.
That's
Yeah,
actually
no,
part
no,
of the shameless
And we
music video.
fucking
Hold on.
flipped out when we realized who he was. We
Yeah.
flipped out.
Let me see if I can
Oh,
find the
man.
shameless video. Is that on here? Or it's just gonna be the background video that was on Clone Hero. Anyways, there's footage from the off season that's in that music video. That's the
Really?
first
Yes.
thing you see. Yeah,
No,
JP,
there
Alec,
is.
Olivia,
I played-
Yeah,
finger
Alec
click.
Yeah, I
Clutch
played
when he
through. I
was
played
there.
through the album. I remember it was one of the tracks. Yeah, I think it was Shameless, and then I was like, "Oh, it's off season. It's off season footage. Let's go."
Yeah.
I think I played it
Pray
back
to
in like
God, man.
July or something. I think I
Pretty
played
God
the
off
album back
season
in
3
July.
happens in 2025. Please.
I know. Yeah.
Please.
But yeah, that's what I was doing last Saturday. It was well received, and people liked it. Student one liked it. His manager liked it. So there may be more of these things in the future if the opportunity arises. I would so definitely do this again. It was very cool.
You're the guy now.
I'm the guy for this. I'm
You're
local.
the guy.
It makes sense. He could get finger quick. I mean, finger quicks in Minnesota too.
A
Probably even
mogul.
closer. They're both in St.
Yeah, the
Paul.
mogul in Minnesota.
Sultan of St. Paul.
Sultan of St. Paul. I also had a bit of a realization when I was there and watching Student One perform. That's a lot like streaming. Not to make it sound like I'm cooler than I am for like performing, but in a small venue like this, like there were the frequent flyers, you'd say, when he was up on stage, people were like, "Yo, Stu," and like they knew each other, like they're friends now because like he's a fan of Student One and Student One knows who he is. There's a guy who threw his underwear up on stage. It's the second time he's done that apparently.
Oh my
at a Student
God.
One concert. A guy just threw his underwear, not a girl. It was a dude.
Crazy.
It was a big set of boxers, but it was kind of like an intimate type of thing. Like the performer knows the fan knows the performer. Kind of like an intimate level, almost like you kind of get with streaming. It's not the same.
Yeah, no,
but 100%. It rhymes.
I think that's how just from the research and just as I looked up Student One and all of his stuff, and that's just kind of the the audience he's built. He's kind of like on our level of somehow, but with performing instead of
it's pretty low key, it's pretty casual, very smallish, 200 people, 250 people. I think he's played larger places too. I think he played at some sort of festival.
He's played at festivals, yeah.
He has, yeah.
Sick. That's like getting Twitch front page.
That's the rare opportunity where you're front page, or where if you get a huge raid or whatever, it's like that. But your normal nights, you get 100,
I always think
200,
about it,
300
man.
sometimes.
I always think about it, man, because it's like after I'm done streaming, I'll take a peep at the fucking the analytics, what happened, because it's in front of my face. I can't not
That's
look
right
at
there.
it.
You got to look, of course.
So it's just like, okay, this is a big like stadium that I just streamed to.
Well,
Permadeath
yeah. Now
happened.
to your dual streaming, it's like you get
It's
like
a lot.
between the two, you get like between 600 to 800 concurrents.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Yeah.
So
That's a lot of
it's
people.
cool to actually have that number visualized in real life, because I would estimate there are probably 200 people at this concert, which is really high viewership for me. I rarely ever hit over 200. Usually I'm in the low 100s. So like seeing that was like, that's what I do like from my bedroom. That's kind of interesting to think about. That's not going to fuck with my head at all. I don't think it did, actually. I wasn't very nervous going up on stage either for some reason. Even a couple years ago, I would have been really nervous to go up on stage and do anything.
You have experience now.
Yeah, you have experience.
That's where I was going to go. I think now, I think streaming has kind of like made me a little bit less introverted in that sense.
Well, also the
more willing to
Metallica stuff
put myself
too, man.
out there. Yeah,
like they were
Metallica
filming us
shit.
24/7 at FNCS. They were filming us, like they had us like walk down the stairs and shit.
Yeah, that helps too.
Like that was like the interviews like that. Yeah, that was a lot. Like that helped me a lot too. Be like less camera shy because I can do this, but being in front of like full production stuff like freaked me out at first. I was like, this is
totally get that,
weird,
too.
man.
A little bit of imposter syndrome going on there too, of course.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah,
always.
No, but you really do. That makes a lot of sense because it's like, dude, after you stream for such a long time to a couple classrooms worth. Of people, or just like a gymnasium full of people, essentially, and then you get to see what it's like to be in front of fucking, streaming yourself in front of like 500 people, that type of thing. You just kind of get used to it. It's weird.
You get desensitized
very, very
to what that actually means.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like, once it's in front of you, you're like, oh, shit. Oh, wow. But I bet I'm very, very fortunate that I've been given a lot of opportunities to be in front. Like, doing off-season was a big thing. Doing the Fortnite stuff in Copenhagen was amazing. All that stuff. And it's like, oh, shit. Damn, this is who I really am.
Yeah,
this is who I really am.
Where you have to,
It's
like,
crazy.
sit back and
I
reflect.
look back at my old videos, and I see how I used to talk, my mannerisms and stuff like that. A little bit restrained, a little bit held back, all this stuff. A little awkward, very awkward. But it's like I'm a completely different person there 6 years ago compared to now. Like
you're opened up now. It's more natural.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you're just acting. You don't actually react like that in real life. You're just playing a character for the camera.
So true, bestie. So true.
I heard that shit a lot.
I can't tell you how many times I've heard my laugh is fake.
Your
that's
laugh
crazy.
is the least fake laugh I've ever heard.
It's not like, how do you?
You don't fake that laugh. That comes naturally.
No, man, I just sound like a dying goose because I want to. What?
Yeah, I chose that.
It's my choice.
Like, come on, bro.
I think about that. Sorry, this is a deep cut. I think about this Casey Frey video a lot, and how hard he purposefully faked laughing to this, and I'm like, damn. It's so funny because at some point he's just like, oh man, it hurts to fake laugh. And it's like, bro, this is crazy.
Oh,
There are people who
it.
like actually do this shit, you know?
Yeah, this is 2017 React content when H3H3 was getting sued or whatever, and this whole thing, and yeah.
Yeah, no, it's just interesting, man. But also, people are a lot shameless online as of the last couple of years. There's no shame. Nobody has shame.
Oh, yeah,
anymore.
it is. It is
Shame is gone.
Some may say it's Shameless by Student One.
Stream it, yeah.
Stream it. Watch it.
Yeah, that's
Play it on
fucking
Clone
awesome,
Hero.
man. Fucking awesome. Stu's an awesome dude. Alec is an awesome dude. I'm an awesome dude. I'm just
They're both-
that's the Alec we're talking about, not Alec Coins.
No, they're both great.
That's
Yeah,
Coins.
Alec Coins had actually he'd wanted to make like a kind of documentary about off season 2, and I know he had filmed a ton while he was there, but I don't think anything ever came. Like, he obviously still has the footage that they used it for a music video, but I don't know if anything came out of that. But I'm sure if there's a 3, they'll come to it because they drove last time. They drove all the way down from Minnesota.
They drove?
They
Damn,
drove,
that's a long
dude.
drive. That's a long drive.
They drove. They did. Yeah.
I got a cousin that lives in Texas, and he drives up for the holidays and stuff like that. It's only 20 hours, he says. It's only 20
Only
hours.
okay.
Oh.
No thanks.
No.
It's only
Dude,
20.
I drive to fucking Maine to see Alec. It's 8 hours, and I'm exhausted by the
Dude,
end.
that's
only 8
5
hours. You're putting in one shift,
only 20
bro.
hours? That's 4 hours. 5 times.
That's like 1 hour 20 times. What?
Crazy.
That's a half
Sometimes
hour
it's
40 times.
I know exactly what a 4-hour drive feels like and how
Yeah, it
to
gets
like
long.
mentally and physically prepare for that. And that's how I prepared for every single stretch out Maine. Like that's how I just did it. It was like, okay, I drive 4 hours and Olivia drives 4 hours.
Yeah,
That's
you
how
gotta
it
take
goes.
shifts. You have to.
Trade off sleeping.
Mhm.
We do it in shifts.
No, it makes sense.
Unless you're on crack and you do an 8 hour and then another 8 hour.
Literal crack where you're staying up for days on end. You cannot sleep.
You know what they call that? Called it a barrel. What was it called? It's like called a barrel run of the states. You go from one side of the country to another in like 20 hours, some shit like that.
Oh, shit.
Something insane.
Isn't
Well,
there a
you
group
did
of,
that,
like,
but not in
car
20
YouTubers?
hours.
There's a group of car YouTubers who does that like every year. They race across America, and like the winner, I think there's a couple of criteria, but first you have to get there first. But then the real key is to not get pulled over enough. Like,
Yeah, no, that's
they
it.
will be speeding the entire time. They're doing illegal things, but
Yeah.
if you get pulled over, that's obviously a big time waster, right? So the goal is to not get caught. So they have scouters. They have scouters that like
That's
Yeah, no,
fucking
you have-
wild.
you have-
What?
Yeah, no, you have like you go in 4s.
yeah,
right?
it's
You
like a
have one
convoy
car,
of
you have
cars.
4 people. 2 of them sleep. 1 of them is on lookout, and the other one is driving. Right?
Oh no,
And
these
so-
guys have multiple cars. Like there's one car that's actually like
they
the
do
car in the
multiple.
competition.
No.
One person might take the heat off of them by going even faster, so they get the speeding ticket.
That's crazy.
Oh,
Like
Okay,
it's
that's
an insane
insane.
thing.
The thing that I was talking about is our friend was talking about doing this, and I don't know if she's actually done this, but she was talking about this thing called a barrel run or, something like that. April was talking about this, JP. I don't know if you were there for this conversation, but it was
Maybe
like you
not,
have
but
4
I can
people.
see April talking about
You
this.
see four people in a fast fucking car. You have 2 of them sleeping. You have 1 person looking out for cops, 1 person driving real fast. And then as soon as time's up, they switch out or they gas up, and then the people who are sleeping, they wake up and they get back on the road.
That is
I
very
just
much
don't
an
want to
April
participate. I
idea.
just don't want to do that.
You know,
I'm
better
just
not-
saying this is what
Better
this
not
is
be in
what
her
I
damn
think
car
it is.
because that shit was
Don't
too
do
tiny
this.
for 4 people. That shit was too tiny for 3 people. The back seat shouldn't exist in her car.
Oh yeah,
Ask me how
no,
I know.
her car's an anomaly.
Yeah, it has 3 doors.
Oh yeah, no,
Why the
no,
fuck
no,
does
not
your car
her
have 3 doors? It has 2 front doors and 1 back door. Huh?
It does.
What
it
the fuck
does.
is that thing called? Hyundai Veloster, I think it was called.
Yeah, I think it was a Velostar Veloster or something like that.
Dumb fucking
I'm sorry, a
car.
Velociraptor?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
Velociraptor
yeah.
car. It was a stupid car.
Yeah, they only have 2 front doors and 1 back door. Actually.
That's where we got the
Velociraptors.
flavor. We got the flavor in that damn thing.
I said like
The
20 hours.
flavor.
It easily takes like 5 days to get across the country. Easily.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
If you're taking your time, you could get her done in less than 24 if you're going like 150.
That's cool. Holy shit!
Stop giving people
150.
ideas.
I actually don't know how fast it would be. What's the distance from like bottom corner of California to Maine. How many miles is that?
It's like 3,000 miles. 3,000.
Okay, Alec did that drive, man.
3,500 miles, something
That's
like
taking
that.
a couple days, man.
Bro drove across the United States.
The European mind cannot comprehend this.
Oh, no. And then I got rear-ended a month later.
Yep.
It was fantastic.
Very cool.
Dude, if you live in Great Britain, the UK, you're thinking like a 2-hour drive. Whoa, what are you insane? Are you gonna pack? Gonna pack night gear with you? Are you gonna sleep in your car for 2 hours? What are you gonna do? The 2 hours is a far drive for them because you could probably drive from the bottom tip to the top tip in like 4 or 5 hours, whatever.
Well, I've been there, so I've actually. So when we went to Fire Exit Man's wedding, and
see you, JP. He cut out for all of us.
JP browned out again. He shit his pants again.
No.
He might have before the show. Before the show, we were just talking to JP. His camera froze, and I'm like, "Yo, why you got that look on your face? You look confused. You look puzzled." And then he was just gone. His power went out briefly. I'm assuming that's what happened again. He gone off the New York.
New York.
He is deep in thought right now. Look at that face. He is contemplating.
Some about that wedding.
Yeah, he can't remember. It's so long ago. Anyways, we could fill in the gaps of his story. We could just say that.
No, we're not going to do it. So anyway, you're gonna need 3 people with you to do this run across the country in probably 3 days. I don't know what the world record is. Is there a world record for one car driving across the country?
Oh, there is. World record for fastest. How would I search this?
This is how all 4 of us are gonna meet up.
Yeah.
I don't know if I agree to this.
Cannonball Run Challenge. That's what it's called.
Have you said anything? I didn't hear it because my headphones unplugged. Sorry.
Cannonball Run Challenge. That's what it's called.
Cannonball Run.
That's
it. The Cannonball Run.
We're falling apart here at the end.
You want to know the record?
25 hours.
25 hours and 39 minutes.
Fuck.
Average speed of 112. 112 miles an hour average across the country.
Dude, it was set 2 years ago.
3, but yes.
3 years ago. 3 years ago. Oh my god. Holy shit. All right, no. Us 4, we got to do it.
Nope.
You're a pussy.
Listen. I got my first ever parking ticket when I went to Student One's concert, and I don't want to get any more tickets.
Oh,
okay?
I'm so sorry that happened.
State of Minnesota, Minneapolis. There it is.
No. What was the fine?
I looked at it. It should be $32.
Damn.
Not that bad. I'll take it. $32.
That's not
slap on the wrist.
First
That's
one
a
ever.
ruler slap to the wrist.
I've never had a traffic violation ever. I had a citation once because it wasn't a ticket, but it was a citation. Okay, and I was at a left turn lane, but the way the intersection was set up was like there was an entire car length before like the regular stopping point. Like if you're going forward, you stop here. But if you're turning left, you stop all the way back here. I think that's so that like a semi could turn into or whatever. The light was turning yellow, and I was already kind of past that point. So I'm like, fuck it, I'll just keep going. I don't want to stop way past where the line is supposed to be. And a cop was over there. He's like, yeah, you're supposed to stop back there. And the light was definitely red. I'm like, it was yellow. But I took it. It wasn't a ticket, but it was a citation, which is different. It doesn't go on your record, but I still had to pay it.
Yeah. You know, I don't think I've ever had a parking ticket before. I'm pretty lucky.
That's good. I don't live in a big city area, so I don't get parking tickets necessarily. I only got a parking ticket because like where I parked was like the very last spot before a left turn lane started. Like it was a one-way street. There was like 2 lanes of traffic, and then it turned in like where everybody was parking. There was a left turn lane at the end of it. I pulled up where a car was just leaving. Like as soon as I turned on that road, a car was leaving where I parked. I'm like, oh sweet, perfect parking spot. It's right where I wanted to be. And I parked there. I was in there for the sound check for an hour at Student One's concert, and I come out and I saw the cop walking away from my vehicle right after she put a fucking ticket on there. Had I left 2 minutes earlier, I would have been clear and free, but I wasn't. So.
That's the worst.
Yeah. Anyways,
Feels
JP's
bad,
not
man.
back yet, so like,
I think we're gonna have to like go try to find him.
Yeah, we're gonna have to like put out a search and rescue team for Jape. I think like he ain't back yet.
Oh,
before he came back
for an
pretty
hour
quickly.
at least, right? You know.
Yeah, we're at our time. It's a short one, but you know what? We got to start the year slow. Okay, we'll build up over the year.
Yeah, we're gonna build up.
Yeah.
The arc for this year is when do we get another tournament? When do we get another performance? And where did JP go?
Where in the world is Carmen J. Piego?
Where in the world is
J. Piego?
John Paul
Diego.
John Paul Diego.
Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Welcome to 2025. We're excited. 2024 is a great year. One of the best years of my life. I can speak for myself. I'm sure for you guys as well. Great stuff happened.
We met Metallica.
We met Metallica. Kirk Hammett has a picture of me on his phone. I mean, what could top that in 2025? We'll see. We'll see together. Okay? We'll find out.